a kid, I never really noticed that I was different. I used to think that short sleeves t-shirts were like made for me. But then as soon as I started to turn like 10, 11, 12, getting into adolescence, I started to realize society, notice people staring at me, notice that I was different from everyone else, and I was really afraid of being rejected. Although I started secondary school with the majority of the girls I went to primary school with, I started to wear my sleeves down. I started to wear heavy coats, heavy jumpers. Even if it was like 30 degrees outside, I'd still be wearing a jumper to try and hide the fact that I didn't have two hands. So that really messed me up, and ultimately that probably had a negative impact in the pool as well. So I kind of lived like that up until I was 18, 19, and then I just couldn't do it anymore. When I was in the pool, I felt so free and I felt so happy and I felt myself. And I kind of wanted to learn how to do that outside of the pool and stop living this like miserable life, because I was so afraid, like if anyone noticed that, or if I caught someone doing like a double take at me, I'd know that they realized that there was some, like there wasn't an arm in that sleeve. So I'd start to panic and I'd like run away and like I'd feel sick. Like the anxiety was just horrible. So when I actually started college, I saw it as a fresh start. And I was doing a culinary degree as well, so I could hardly go around trying to hide my arm with a knife in my hand. So on the first day of college, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go in, pretend that I'm really confident, pretend that this is normal for me, pretend all this. And I just went in with my sleeves rolled up, and of course people stared because they're like, oh, that's different, but then that was it. Like no one continued to stare, I didn't even notice. And yeah, it was so scary to do, but it was the best thing that I've ever done. So I learned how to swim with my brothers and my sister when I was a kid, probably about 2. My parents didn't want to treat me any differently because I was disabled. So I did all my lessons and I kind of hated them and I couldn't wait to be finished with them. But then I got invited to a disability gala up north in Lisburn when I was about 7 or 8, and I did that and I did really well, and from there I kind of discovered my love of competing. Rio was my 3rd Paralympic Games and I was really nervous about it. I kind of saw it as an opportunity, like if you don't win a medal here, you can't really validate yourself as an athlete. Like those were the thoughts that I was telling myself. So my anxiety got really bad the closer the games got, and my first race was actually the 200-meter medley, which is the event that I had medalled in at World Championships the year previous, and I completely bombed it. I did so bad. So I kind of had to learn how to deal with that and kind of get over it and set myself up for the next race, and that was the 100-meter breaststroke, which was my next race. And I just kind of took it stroke by stroke, and in the end I did enough to get that medal. And since then, like, I've become a completely different person. Like, the confidence that I have in myself is so much better. And last year I applied to become a Sky Sports Scholar, and like I think over 500 people applied and only 10 people got it, and I was the only Irish applicant to have got it. So for myself, like, I was like, if Sky Sports can believe in me, I can believe in myself. When I won the medal in Rio, someone casually just in an interview asked had I ever been insecure, and I was like, oh yeah, of course, and I told my story. And then from there people were like, oh my god, like people wanted more and more, and I realized that this needed to be talked about. Like, people are out there talking about depression, talking about illnesses and all this, but no one talks about like how uncomfortable it is to not be able to change something about yourself. So I kind of felt responsible that like I have got over that stage in my life, and people are interested in what I have to say, so I have to talk about it, and I kind of have to give hope to all the kids who are going through what I went through. Because the reason I went through that is because there was no one like me in the media. There was no one disabled. When people thought about disabilities, they thought about wheelchairs, they thought about blind or deaf, but they never thought of a 9-year-old kid with one arm, or a 9-year-old kid with no leg, or someone who walks a bit funny. They just stare and they assume and they judge. And I think I kind of felt responsible to come out there and be like, look, I'm a normal girl, but I have one hand and I love it and it's cool and all this. Yeah, so 2019 we have World Championships in Malaysia, and then 2020 is Tokyo. So that's the plan at the moment. I'm hoping maybe post-Tokyo to take a couple of months out, maybe a year out, just to figure myself out. Like, I've been swimming since I was 10. Like, I've been swimming every day. Like, I don't know anything different, and I think sometimes when I'm at my lowest during the season, I get wanderlust, like, or just, is there anything else that I can do, sort of thing. So I could stay for another 4 years solid after Tokyo, but I think I would regret not knowing. And I think taking a year out or taking a couple of months out will make me a stronger athlete as well. So that's the plan.